So yesterday, the Washington Commanders suffered their fourth loss on the season, their second loss in a row for the first time this season, falling to 7-4 after the loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, 26-18. Now, a lot of people, including Washington Commanders fans, are starting to say, "Is the Washington Commanders frauds?" And although I am a Washington Commanders fan, and I'm not trying to be biased when I say this, I don't like that we're in that conversation because we're not frauds. Let's talk about it. YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video. And in today's video, I'm coming on here with a video where we're going to be talking about the Washington Commanders and debunking the topic that we are now frauds. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We want to road to 8,000 subscribers, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you help me reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So, Washington, 7-4 in the season, dropping 2 games in a row and in fashions in which they could have won. While dropping 2 games in a row where Washington looks dead tired, doesn't look healthy, and got outplayed at the worst time possible. Washington is a team that is young, is a team that is still growing, is a team that is nowhere near their final product. But you have fans getting on Twitter calling us fraud, saying we're not ready, saying we're not real. And I really just dislike that take. That is a distasteful take to me because I feel as though Washington has overachieved. This is not giving them no room to mess up down the stretch, but giving the fact that we are sitting at 7-4 is a blessing because prior to the season started, most people thought we were going to win 4 games at most. So yes, we got spoiled over the first half of the season. We were 7-2. No one expected that to be the case. Washington is now 7-4. You know what would be distasteful if we completely fell off the face of the earth and finished 7-10. You know what would be distasteful if Washington these last couple of weeks were getting blown out in these games that they were losing. No, we're not. We're not. The Steelers game should have won that game. We let that slip away. I don't know how. The Eagles game. Granted, the total game ended 26-18, but this is a game where Washington was up 10-3. Okay, in the late stages of the third quarter, having multiple opportunities to shut the door closed, take that 14-point lead, 17-point lead. Again, similar to the Steelers game, letting them hang around too long is why we lost. We let them hang around too long. The defense got tired, and Saquon Barkley gashed us. That's what happened. If we were to show up on prime time and get blown out, show up versus Pittsburgh and get blown out, then I'll say, okay, maybe we not who we thought we were. Maybe we do need some time to maybe realization do need to hit, and we need some time to think that, okay, we're not there yet. But losing in the fashions that we have lost this season outside of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game does not make me feel like we're frauds. We arrived early. Let's start there. We arrived early. No one expected us to be here. Right? So what? This team's played 11 games and no bye week. Of course, they're going to fall off at some point. Who thought this season was going to be perfect? If you thought this season was going to be perfect, you're out of your mind. It's football. The only team that's perfect is Kansas City, and they're not even perfect. They're getting help. They're making plays at the end of the games that are saving them. They should have been had a loss. So if you really thought you were going to go throughout this first year of a rebuild, recalibration, rookie season of Jayden Daniels without any hiccups, come on, man. That's ridiculous. At some point, you knew adversity was going to strike. How do we respond is where we're at right now. How do we come back after losing 2 games in a row for the first time? How do we come back with dealing with so many injuries? Okay, the difference is in the first half of the season, Jayden Daniels was healthy and the offensive line was healthy. Jayden Daniels didn't have interior pressure all season long in the first half of the season. Jayden Daniels could escape the pocket because you can clearly see. And I seen on Twitter, Jayden Daniels isn't hurt. Jayden Daniels, he just played bad. Not taking nothing away from his performance. Yes, he played bad. But how can you sit up here and say he isn't hurt? Look what he's doing on the sideline. If he's not hurt, why are they paying extra close attention to his rib? Why are they putting extra protection on his rib? Why is this still a conversation throughout every time he steps to the media on Wednesday? How's the rib feeling if he wasn't hurt? That's not taking nothing away from his performance. Yes, he did not play. He did not play good yesterday. If you want to say yesterday was his worst game, I have no argument with that because he didn't give us an opportunity to win. He missed some passes to Noah Brown. He missed some passes to Zach, or some passes that were short at the feet. When the hell have you seen Jayden Daniels throw like that? And you gonna sit up here and say, and it's not just one Washington Commanders fan that I'm talking about too. It's endless Commanders fans on Twitter, Instagram that has that same theory that Jayden Daniels is overrated. He played bad. He's not hurt. He's just getting figured out. That's not the case. Like, people are still getting open, right? We're just not making the plays. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. Philly's defense, good. Nothing taken away from their defense. They played a hell of a game. Vic Fangio had a hell of a scheme for the young fella. Definitely. But plays were still there to be made, and we just simply cannot make them at this moment. 11 weeks through the season, I would like to see any other team do that. And I want to see if they can remain perfect. Washington is bruised, battered, injured, tired, you name it. No excuse though, right? That's what y'all gonna hit me with. That's excuse. That's excuse. Every other team's tired. Okay, cool. That's fine. But that's my stance, because that's how I genuinely see this team right now. I don't see this team as a fraud because, first of all, 3 months ago, no one had us on their radar. So we're frauds now because we lost 2 games in a row. We're frauds now because we're not 9-2. We're 7-4 with an opportunity to still finish the season 13-4, 12-5 with a winnable schedule down the stretch. Please explain to me. Leave it down below in the comment section because I know there are some people out there that believe this. Please explain to me how we are frauds. We overachieved. You know who are frauds? Teams that come in with expectation and don't live up to it. You know who are frauds? The New York Jets, the Miami Dolphins. These teams are frauds. Cincinnati Bengals. Frauds because they came in with expectation in the offseason and they ain't live up to it. How are we frauds? Because a year 1 rebuild team that was sitting at 7-2 a week and a half ago is now 7-4. Still 1.5 games behind the Philadelphia Eagles for the division. I don't think that's good for our chance to win a division, but we're still making the playoffs. Who's questioning Washington's playoff berth? You shouldn't be. For a team that hasn't been to the playoffs since 2020 and a legit playoff berth since 2015, you shouldn't be questioning how we get in at all. Be excited that we're there. Of course, you would love to win the division. You would love to host a playoff game. But but at this point, I want to get in. Get my ticket in. I don't care if it's the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seed. Get me in. Because I can make damage regardless of the seed. Because like I told you before, and I still stand on this to this day, there's no team in the NFC, including the Detroit Lions, that I'm afraid of bumping with. Not saying we're guaranteed to win. Not saying we're going to win. But I'm not afraid to bump with them. Because I think they're beatable. Every team in the NFC is beatable. Detroit, I think, is going to the Super Bowl. I say that in the same breath because I do think Detroit is a team that's the best team in the NFL, and I do think they at this point have the more talent than us, and they have the playoff experience than us. So I do think Detroit would end up beating us, but I'm not afraid to bump with them, and it wouldn't surprise me if we were to beat them because they have ways to be beat. To me, the reason why I'm not overreacting is because we're fine. We're 7-4. We're still in the playoffs at this moment, and we have a stretch coming up that's pretty simple. Now, you know what would piss me off? You know what would make me start questioning this team? If we lose to Dallas, if we lose to New Orleans, if we lose to Tennessee, if we lose to these teams down the stretch, or if we're performing bad down the stretch and not looking good, then I will say something. Post bye, if we come out against New Orleans lethargic and not looking good, then I'll be like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's something there. But if we take care of business against these trash teams like we've done before throughout this year, then there's nothing to be worried about. People, oh, you can't beat good team. Well, we beat Arizona, blew them out. The games that we played against good teams, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and Philly, look at the fashions that we lost. I'm not making no excuses for a loss. A loss is a loss. But it ain't like we just can't play on the same field with them. It's mistakes that we made ourselves that's put us in these positions to lose. But a loss is a loss. But you can't sit up here and tell me we can't play with them. You can't sit up here and tell me we can't beat them, or we can't play on the same turf as them and have a different outcome if we control it. We, in my opinion, look at these games, the games that we've lost, we're the reason we lose. It's not being overmatched by Baltimore. It's not being overmatched by Pittsburgh. It's not being overmatched by Philly. It's self-inflicted wounds that has caused us to be 7-4 right now. That's my stance on it. So no, we're not frauds. I'm not taking that from Washington Commanders. Washington Commanders fans calling Jayden Daniels a bust is crazy. Some people saying Jayden or RG3 over Jayden Daniels, that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And I'm disappointed in y'all, because why are we talking like this? Because of 2 losses. 2 losses. Why not keep the same energy to supporting your team and talking highly of your team? Well, not even highly. I'm not going to say talking highly of them, because I'm not talking highly of them necessarily in my post-game video yesterday. I was keeping it real. So, not going to say speak highly of them, because if we lost, I don't expect you to be all jolly and positive. But why not still stay down with your team in the fashion that you were staying down with them when they were 7-2? Now, no one was calling Jayden Daniels a bust when we were 7-2. Nobody was questioning Dan Quinn, Cliff Kingsbury when we were 7-2. But now we hit a little bit of a rough spot, and now we faced a little bit of adversity. Oh, we're not ready yet. We stink. The Jayden Daniels is a bust. He's overrated. Come on, bro. Come on. Like, if the NFL world said that, I would still be upset a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised. That's the NFL world. But for my own fan base to be talking about our team like that and our quarterback like that because we're sitting at 7-4 and not 9-2 is ridiculous. It ain't like the season's over. Ain't like we don't have Philly one more time. Ain't like we don't have Dallas 2 more times. Come on, what are we talking about, y'all? We need to lock in. I hope over these next 9 days, we wash our face and get our minds right, in the words of Louis T, and we lock back in and remember who we are. Because this is a Washington Commanders team that is still in the thick of the things in the NFC. I still fully believe we're making the playoffs. I still fully believe that if we get into the playoffs, we can make some noise. I still fully believe in this team. We got to get healthy. Jayden Daniels, these 9 days off are going to do wonders for him. His offensive line, Tyler Biadasz is dealing with 3 separate injuries: a thumb, a ankle, and I forget the other injury. But he's dealing with an injury. Brandon Coleman, not fully healthy. Andrew Wiley's shoulder, not fully healthy. Nick Algredy's been dealing with a bum ankle since week 4? Offensive line injured. Obviously, quarterback hurt. This team is gassed. This team is tired. We need a break, and it's coming up here shortly. No excuses for our performance last night. Philly outplayed us. Hats off to Philly. You did what you were supposed to do. Beat Washington. Make a rookie quarterback look like a rookie. That's fine. Nothing against Philly, not taking that credit away. This video was really for my fan base of the Washington Commanders and NFL world. Washington's not frauds. We're not frauds. We're good. We're fine. We're good where we're at, and we're gonna shake back. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to use my promo code JuanGotti on SeatGeek to get $20 off your first purchase. Hopefully, y'all be safe out there. Have a great day. See you later. Peace.